Hi, welcome to Dell EMC Data Protection for Service Providers. My name is Colin Durocher. I'm a product manager in our data protection division, and among other things, I focus on service provider solutions as of about a year and a half ago. So today I'm going to talk about two solutions that we've introduced to market for backup as a service. But before I do that, I'm just going to give a light bit of context. So, what we're seeing is that increasingly our customers are outsourcing their IT, right? In a couple of years, more than 50% of IT is going to be delivered as a service through service providers. And those service providers really need value-added services, both to differentiate themselves against the hyperscalers, but also they need value-added services to turn on new revenue streams that are going to bring them, a decent amount of margin. And in order to do that, they need trusted partners, partners who have both, good technology as well as good sales capabilities. And I would submit to you that Dell EMC is that partner for a lot of service providers and can be that partner for a lot more. So the two solutions that I'm going to talk about today are our vCloud data protection solution that we introduced or launched at this show last year. And then Dell EMC Backup as a Service, which is a new one. I'm just going to briefly talk about it, give you a sneak preview. We're actually going to be formally launching it a little bit later this year. Both of these solutions are sold through VMware's vCloud provider program. Are there any VCPP partners in the audience here? No, nobody is? So VCPP is the program through which VMware sells software and services to their service provider partners. And one of the really great things about it is that all of the software and services are sold on a consumption-based basis, which means that we price our offering on a dollars per instance per month basis, taking out virtually all of the risk, right? As a service provider, you can introduce one of these solutions to your customers without putting any money up front. You do need a little bit of infrastructure on the back end, but there's no money spent up front on the solutions themselves. Both of these solutions are going to give you unlimited scalability. So if there are service providers out there with 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 instances that they need to protect, not a problem at all for either of these solutions. Of course, most service providers are a little bit below that. And vCloud Director Data Protection is an ideal solution for service providers who have standardized on vCloud Director as their cloud management platform. Anybody here standardized on vCloud Director or have services? Yeah, one in the back. Nobody else? Okay. So Dell EMC Backup as a Service, which we're introducing later this year, is really for everything else. It's able to back up VMware workloads that are outside of vCloud Director, Hyper-V, application consistency for various databases, as well as DTLT or laptop desktop backup. So it gives you as a service provider the opportunity to address a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different markets, perhaps create a segmented set of offerings for your customers based on this one service from Dell EMC. Now, both of these solutions are based on Avamar and Data Domain. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this slide, but what I do want to get across is that a key competitive advantage of Avamar and Data Domain is performance and efficiency. So we've got tens of thousands of systems out there that are calling home every day with telemetry to enable proactive support. And through that telemetry, we're able to see what is the average dedupe rate that our customers are getting. And this, covering service providers as well as enterprise customers, smaller customers. The average over all of those is 55 to 1 dedupe. And that dedupe is not, it's not something that any of our competitors can touch. And from that excellent dedupe rate, we get a number of other performance advantages. So we're able to back up workloads in a backup window that's half as long and using less bandwidth than the competition. So these are advantages that go directly to your bottom line because you need less storage, less network, and you're at the same time able to offer a higher level of service to your customers because the backups are going to happen that much faster. Adding to that, and this is specific to these two solutions that I'm talking about, they are scale-out solutions. So although a single Avamar might top out at 5,000 VMs, these solutions make it seamless to have multiple Avamars, multiple data domains in the same location, in different locations, replicating to each other. It's all seamless, so you can scale out. And if the scale that you have is too big for a single Avamar, you can have 10 Avamars or 10 data domains. So to summarize, before I move to a demo, these solutions are powerful, simple, and seamless. Powerful because of the performance advantages I just talked about. Simple because as a service provider, you don't have to think too much about deploying these solutions. I mean, there's literally no risk to you. You can do it, try it out. If it works, awesome. We expect it will. If it doesn't work in your market, well, turn it off. It hasn't cost you anything. And they're seamless. So our vCloud Director solution actually extends vCloud Director itself. So it extends the UI, it extends the REST API, making the end customer experience really seamless. And to find out more about Dell EMC Backup as a service and how that's seamless, you'll have to either wait a few months or ask us for a meeting and we can take you through it. We can support POCs at this point of that solution. We just haven't made it generally available yet. So with that, I'm going to show you a demo of the tenant experience for our vCloud Director solution. Assuming I can remember the password. All right. Okay. So for both of these solutions, they're accessed through the web in terms of administration. And you see here that I'm logging in as vCorp admin. So vCorp is a Play customer that we've set up in this demo environment. And I'm logging into the vCloud Director tenant UI. I'm not logging into a Dell EMC product here. And when a tenant has been enabled for data protection, they will see data protection in the hamburger menu here. So they'll be able to go up there. And the first screen that's going to come up, it's a tabbed interface. The first screen that comes up is a dashboard that's going to tell you what your protection stance is, how many VMs you have, how many vApps, how many of those are protected and by which policies, and how are you doing against your various quotas. You can do that. You can select different virtual data centers, and that's the first tab. The second tab is going to give you a listing of all of your vApps, again, that are running in one particular virtual data center or another. For each one of those, you can access an action menu where basically it's going to lead you through the basic things that you can do. So you can manage which policy is going to back this thing up. You can do an ad hoc backup, or you can show the backups, which is going to allow you to access the restore functionality from any one of those backups. Up here, you can select from protectable vApps, which are the ones that are currently running, and restorable vApps, which are the ones that might have been deleted in the past, but you still have retention for those backups, and so you can still restore from those. And for those restorable backups, we see that you have fewer options. All you can do is restore. Obviously, you can't back them up anymore because they're not running. There's a policy tab where you can access details of your policies. Again, you're going to see how are you doing against quotas on that policy, what does the policy do, what does it mean in terms of retention, schedule, etc. What are the vApps and the VMs that are protected by that policy? As you can see, I think the theme here is that it's a very simple user experience. I mean, your users, it's almost self-explanatory, right? They're going to log into this and they'll immediately find their way around and know how to use it. There's nothing super complicated because it is delivered as a service. There's no real management to do. It's just you have policies that have been published to your catalog, go and use them, right? Attach them to vApps start backing up. That's it. And then the last tab up here is the monitor tab. This is where you're going to see backups that are in progress, backups that have been successful or that have failed. You'll be able to, if they have failed, you'll be able to click on them and access additional details. But you'll get, a view of what have been the backups in the last period. And so that's just what I wanted to show you again, to get across, how simple it is, and give you sort of awareness of these two backup as a service solutions that we have either now or coming very, very soon. So I don't know how much time I've got left, but I'll stick around for any questions if anybody has any. Thank you.